Good morning or good afternoon. Getting along that afternoon hour. And so we're going to do one more in Isaiah. It'll be looking at chapter 3. And in just a second here, I'll pull everything up and we can actually get started. So this is Isaiah, and it's part 5. It covers Isaiah chapter 3, verses 1 through 26. So all the whole thing of chapter 3 we'll be looking at. So and the title on it is Judgment and on Judah and Jerusalem as we look at this and think about what he is saying. So let's get started. And we'll look at Isaiah chapter 3, starting in verse 1. It says, "Observe this. The Lord God of hosts is about to remove from Jerusalem and from Judah every kind of security, the entire supply of bread and water, the hero and warrior, the judge and prophet, the fortune teller and elder, the commander of 50 and the dignitary, the counselor, cunning magicians, and necromancer." That is a person that actually raises the dead. I stopped to kind of define that because I didn't really know what it was either. So I looked it up so that we could all be on the same sheet of music. Okay, beginning again in chapter 3, Isaiah chapter 3, verse 4. I will make use their leaders, and the unstable will govern them. The people will oppress one another, man against man, and neighbor against neighbor. The youth will act arrogantly toward the elder, and the worthless toward the honorable. A man will even seize his brother in his father's house, saying, You have a cloak, you be our leader. The heap of rubble will be under your control. On that day, he will cry out, saying, I'm not a leader. I even don't have food or clothing in my house. Don't make me leader of the people. For Jerusalem uh, has stumbled and Judah has fallen because they have spoken and acted against the Lord, defying his glorious presence. The look on their faces testifies against them, and like Sodom, they flaunt their sin. They do not conceal it. Woe to them, for they have brought evil on themselves. Tell the righteous that it will go well for them, for they will eat the fruit of their labor. And woe to the wicked, it will go badly for them, for what they have done will be done to them. Youth oppressed by people, women rule over them. My people, your leaders mislead you. They confuse the direction of your paths. The Lord rises to argue the case and stands to judge the people. The Lord brings this charge against the elders and leaders of the people. You have devastated the vineyard. The plunder from the poor is in your houses. Why do you crush my people and grind the faces of the poor? This is the declaration of the Lord God of hosts. The Lord also says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, walking with heads held high and seductive eyes, going along with prancing steps, jingling their ankle bracelets. The Lord will put scabs on the heads of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will shave their foreheads bare. On that day, the Lord will strap their finery, ankle bracelets, headbands, crescents, pendants, bracelets, veils, headdresses, ankle jewelry, sashes, perfume bottles, uh, amulets, uh, signet rings, nose rings, festive robes, capes, cloaks, purses, garments, linen clothes, turbans, and veils. Instead of perfume, there will be a stitch. Instead of a belt, a rope. Instead of beauty, styled hair. It will be baldness. Instead of fine clothes, sackcloth. Instead of beauty, branding. Your men will fall by the sword. Your warriors in battle. Then her gates will lament and mourn, deserted. She will sit on the ground. Wow. Now that's a vision, and you know what? The majority of it's not good. There's a couple in there that one of them is talking about the righteous, and they'll have plenty to eat. That's kind of cool that they would bring that in. They'll have plenty to eat. Okay, so as we look at this, let's look now at what it means. In Isaiah chapter 3, verses 1 through 26, is a prophecy of God's judgment against the people of Judah and Jerusalem for their widespread sin, pride, and corruption, predicting a complete societal collapse. The chapter details removal of all forms of support, material, political, and spiritual, leading to chaos, humiliation, and desolation. The key sections that we need to look that are written in this passage, the chapter may be broken down into several sections. Removal of leadership and basic support, verses 1 through 7. The Lord threatens to remove all the essential stand and staff of society, which includes both the basic necessities of food and water, physical support, and competent leadership, societal support. Qualified people like mighty warriors, judges, prophets, and respected elders will be taken away. In their place, God will provide inexperienced and copious children of lads as rulers, leading to societal anarchy, disrespect, and instability where people turn against one another. And you have to stop here and ask the question, maybe that we're seeing some of that now as well. The cause of judgment, open sin. There you go again. It's open sin, verses 8 and 9. Jerusalem and Judah are described as having fallen because their words and actions were openly against the Lord, defying his presence and flaunting their sin as shamelessly as Sodom. Justice for the righteous and wicked in verses 10 and 11. A brief interjection assures that the righteous will be rewarded and eat the fruit of their doings, while disaster awaits the wicked as just recompense, for their evil deeds, if you will. Also, condemnation of the leaders, verses 12 through 15. God stands up to judge the elders and princes, accusing them of exploiting and crushing the faces of the poor for their own gain. They're the ones who had devoured God's vineyard, his people, instead of caring for them. So remember that's a good, in prophecy, the vineyard is always kind of depicted as the people. Judgment on the arrogant woman of Zion, verses 16 through 26. The final section targets the daughters of Zion, who were haughty, vain, and obsessed with their luxurious adornments and appearance. God announces that their prize items will be stripped away and replaced with signs of poverty and disease, the scabs and baldness, and captivity. The men will fall by the sword of war, and the city itself will be left empty and mourning like a desolate woman sitting on the ground. Wow. Historical fulfillment and application. Historically, this fulfillment found in fulfillment in the Babylonian conquest and exile in 586 BC, where the leaders and skilled people were removed from Jerusalem, leaving only the poorest people behind. The chapter serves as a warning that all nations' moral decay and turning away from God will lead to removal of his protection and the collapse of its supporting structures. Wow, that's the truth. And so this is what he's seeing. But you know what? Even though even though it says that there was a fulfillment in 586 BC, there needs to be an understanding that the Bible tells us that prophecy is proven true when it comes true, okay? And so that's one of the places where it came true, and you can see it and know that Isaiah actually gave this prophecy knowing, and it was true, but there's still a future event in that, okay, that's left unfulfilled. And we're going to see that again as we go into the end times. And it tells us the falling of the rocks in the last one, and the hiding away from their faces from God before that. So I would challenge you to go back and take a look at this and to study it and to just get what he says, because, you know, we still got stuff to go through here, and we still got it in times that we're facing. We're close to it right now. So anyway, let's. I hope that you are blessed. I hope that you got a lot out of this message, and I would challenge you just to study. Also, if you, what I'd like you to do is subscribe to this channel and put a thumbs up or and a share and so forth, so that others can see this and start studying as well. You have a great day and happy Thanksgiving.